The art of screen printing.
Hey folks, Lon Winters and Corey Gray with Graphic Elephants here. How are you, Corey?
Good. How are you?
This is the art of screen printing, and this is part two of setting up our superhero logo in Illustrator. Corey, you want to finish up our layout?
Yes, sir. Go into Photo Illustrator here. Okay. When we first did the concept on this layout, we did not have the mesh in the back. So Law and I were looking at this, and we kind of talked about it, and we just felt like this was just a lot of dead area in here. It needed to have something, but I didn't want anything that was going to compete with the main frame. So we'll bring that mesh back. What we thought is it would take this color of blue and really diffuse it into these polygons. So let's talk about how we made that. So I'm going to go over here to my board. So under we use the ellipse tool to make the frame. We're going to use the polygon tool to make the mesh pattern. So I'm going to zoom up a little bit here, and I'm going to go ahead and click once, and it's going to give you this option for your polygon. We did a 6-sided, and I had it at 0.23 to keep it kind of small. Let's just say okay with that. Let me just zoom in here. Now you can see I have a very thick stroke on this, and I already have it filled. The reason for the thick stroke is I didn't want this color inside each polygon to touch any of the others. So we want to have that sort of break between the two of them, so that it looks nicer and kind of breaks it up, and some of the shirts showing through. Also, because we're going to use the color of blue with literally no white base and diffuse it, we sort of get this feel. So you can kind of see how it kind of goes from the color into nothingness. This would end up becoming basically going from an ink and basically fading out into the actual shirt color. So it would really push it back. And then of course the pattern is really easy. You can kind of see, if I go into wireframe, how most shapes in any vector are used points, or they call them nodes as well. These nodes here, as they go around this polygon, are going to make that shape. But another thing that's kind of nice about the nodes is that they lock onto each other. And you'll notice that when I have the black cursor arrow here, but if I go and I hold my option key down and I make a duplicate over here, okay, my arrow is black. But the minute that these two nodes touch, it goes white. That means they're locked. So you can see now that there's no gap in between these. And so I'm just going to go around the perimeter here of our main polygon and do the same thing. Once it goes into that white area, it's locked. Let's go ahead and do it again here. Locked. And you just kind of go around the polygon, and we're going to basically create a honeycomb. Again, as that arrow turns white, it means that the two nodes are aligned. Okay, let's go back into preview mode. And now you can see here's our first honeycomb. And then what I did basically is I just kind of grouped them, and then I started moving the pattern around just like we did in the wireframe. And as the white, basically again, the white arrow, see the black turns white. So basically, I just duplicated this pattern numerous times. And what it did is it gave us this pattern. Now you can see it, actually I have it in transparency mode right here, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it back up. You can see that the duplication, there's the pattern. Now you can see it's a little bit squared off here, but that's okay, because in our original, the circle is going to drop right over that edge. So you're not concerned with anything behind the circle, only the areas that are showing through the circle. And in this case, we've achieved that. And that really is the basic of creating a pattern like that with polygons. But we'll talk about the ink itself and what it's doing in Photoshop, because we'll have better control over our halftones and what they're doing once we get there.
So those are our shapes and our pretty much basic layout, and like you called it in Illustrator, the wire frame that we're going to work on. In our next video piece, we'll be moving over to Photoshop. In fact, the very next video will be moving this file into Photoshop, where Corey will start to work some magic. So he is Corey, and I am Lon, and we are Graphic Elephants, and this has been the art of screen printing. See y'all next time.